everyone, Tara Malarkey, and in this video, I want to share with you just step by step how to make 6 figures a month in an online education and coaching company. And using YouTube is going to be the focus of this video. And the thing that I want to really share with you and get across to you in this video is how to make it as simple as possible. Most of us are complicating it way too much. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you some client stories and some of what I've done to simplify the business as much as possible. So a little backstory about me. I have been in the coaching, the online space for about 13 years. And so I have been an online marketer, an online coach for over a decade. And for most of that, I actually didn't focus on YouTube. I thought it would be years before anything would happen from YouTube. And I slept on YouTube for a really long time. And I think the reason for that was because it felt like such a big animal. It felt like I needed to have all this camera expertise and editing expertise. And it just felt so much more complicated than anything else that I was able to do. So I did not focus on YouTube, and it's sort of a regret, but it's one of those things where when you learn the lesson, you're like, well, I'm glad I just learned it now. So I actually just went all in on YouTube in the fall of last year, in the fall of 2024. And since then, my channel has grown a lot. And what I want to though tell you, if you're sitting on the sidelines, not yet going all in on your YouTube, if you are a coach or a course creator, is that it doesn't really matter if you have a lot of subscribers, and it doesn't really matter if you get a lot of views on your channel. And I'm going to explain why. I understand that from the outside, it sounds like that's what you need, right? It sounds like, well, the person that's obviously that has 100,000 followers is going to do better than the person that doesn't have a lot of followers. The thing is, maybe, but you can monetize. You can monetize so well with a small channel, with 100 subscribers, and even getting maybe a few hundred views on a video. And the reason for that is because YouTube is a place where people binge watch content and they really get to know you. And, it's a low percentage of people that watch your video that are going to probably really, really, really resonate and want to take the next step with you. But the thing is, they've become so much more nurtured than any other marketing funnel that they could go through because they've spent time with you here watching your video. And so my channel became monetized in just like a few weeks because I had a video that did really, really well. And so my focus though was never to monetize my channel. So now that it is monetized, that's awesome and that's bonus money. But I mean that you really need to strategize your YouTube channel to sell your coaching product or coaching service. Okay. Such a great way for you to nurture clients, nurture prospects, tell them about you, show your expertise, have them get to know you, and then move into making them an offer. Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna talk to you about 2 key mistakes that I see people making and 2 key secrets that if you implement them, you actually could explode your business in the most simple way to $100,000 a month. And this is my goal with every single one of my clients right now. It seems that everyone really wants to get to that $100,000 mark. And there's no magic about that number. I do advise every client to just sort of let go of the number, but I get that that feels like a really lucrative and profitable place to be. And I think that YouTube, focusing on a marketing channel that is focused on YouTube, is the best thing that you could do. Okay. So whether you are trying to grow a coaching business or you want to start one, this video is going to be really helpful. When I talk about coaching business, I mean that you are able to create a transformation for someone or facilitate a transformation for someone in the health and fitness space, in the business and money and career space, or in the relationship space, marriage, divorce, being single. And so most of you know, but if you don't, here you go. My business has traditionally been about $300,000 to $350,000 a month. And at that level, we had a large ad spend and we also had a pretty large team. And I had awards, like you could see behind me, a best-selling book, things like that. And, so I've built something that's really successful and I'm really proud of that. However, I also learned a lot of lessons along the way of building a really big business. And I alluded to that already in this video, which is that bigger is not always better. Bigger is not always better. You actually really, really, really want to decide to be have the simplest business possible. Okay. And so I decided to make some shifts a couple of years ago. I took some time and space away from constant enrollment. And I just worked with my high-end clients and I experimented, did a lot of research. And I decided there were things I was willing to do and things I wasn't willing to do as I moved forward in the space. And that's when YouTube came in. Because I wanted to start attracting really ideal clients that knew me really well and knew my value system. And they also didn't need a lot of hand-holding or convincing in order to buy. And a lot of times when you're just targeting people via ads or even organic content and they don't really know you, or they know you through one post you do a day or a reel, that's not a long enough time for someone to really get to know you and be nurtured by you, to trust you. And so what happened was they would get on a sales call with my team or they would email us and they weren't ready to purchase because they had all of the normal, hesitations that anyone has. And what I found since I've been doing YouTube is that these videos provide what a sales call provides. These videos provide that nurturing and that comfortability and that trust, the know, like, and trust factor, if you will, that people need. And so they're able to watch a video and they're able to binge this video and then the next video and another video, and they come to get to know my philosophy, my personal value system, that I'm a woman of faith and that, I give all glory to God in my business. And they come to know my strategy and how I teach people to have success, and they see the testimonials. And so they come to trust me through that, and they don't need a lot of hand-holding. I also found that when we start working together, we have a really great reciprocal and respectful relationship. And so YouTube has been just really incredible for this. So I want to tell you about a new one-on-one client that I'm working with right now. The way that I normally work with clients is through a group program. But one of the changes we've made, side note, in the last couple of years is that I also offer tiers. And so sometimes people enroll in a group program with me, and then they're given an offer to also work side by side, one-on-one with me. Obviously, very limited space available for that because of the time requirement that it takes for me to do that. But when it's available, a client really loves to have one-on-one access to me. So I answer their questions individually. And so I have one of these one-on-one clients that came into me, Kirsten, and she is around $30,000 a month in her coaching business. Right now, she has a health and wellness coaching business. So $30,000 a month is pretty successful. It's not huge, but it's also not nothing. Most people really aspire to even just get to $20,000 a month. But she came to me and she said, I want to grow and I want to get more leads. Okay. And so I said, okay, cool. So send me your sales funnel. How do people come to know you? Then where do you send them? And she sent it to me, and there were a few mistakes, and we're not calling Kirsten out here, but I want to share them with you because I think that it will be really helpful for you, and you can go and assess whether you were making some of these same mistakes. So the first thing I noticed was that the copy, like the page wasn't very modern, and it had a lot of words on it. So the copywriting wasn't, streamlined and very powerful and strong. And this is very important when people land on your page. The other thing I noticed was that you have to scroll down and down and down and down to know, like, where was she going to actually send you next? Where was the button to go next? And what I've learned in all these years of marketing is that whatever you want the person to do, that should be above the fold. So either on a phone or on a web page, the button for the next step should be right there above the fold. And even though you might create some content for them to go through that they could scroll down and watch either testimonials or more information, you want the button to still be up front, and then you can add more buttons below if you want to. So those were two main things that I noticed that, when people are health and wellness coaches or relationship coaches or even business coaches, they may not be like an online marketing, copywriting, funnel expert, right? And so these are some of the mistakes that people make, and they're easy to fix, okay? And then, like, she had an application where when I went through it, I was wondering, like, why was she asking some of the questions that she was asking? And, she wanted more leads, but she was also getting a lot of people that were probably dropping out of her funnel through the questions that she was asking. So you actually want to add more questions and be more stringent about your application when you don't really want more leads, which, arguably, when does that happen? And really great questions does matter because you want your leads to be pre-qualified in some way. You don't want them to be able to book a call with you without having some pre-qualification, but you want to be very careful of the questions that you're asking, and that you want it to be pretty easy for people to book in with you. So the biggest lesson here with her, and like really changed the game for her within, I think it was 21 days, is to reduce the complexity. And what I mean by complexity is, like, many people have too many offers that they're trying to sell. They have too many words on the landing page. So it's too wordy. They're trying to say a lot of things, but actually simple and less is better. And this really changes your whole mindset and the energetics of what you're holding when you know exactly where every lead should go from the time they come into your world. You direct them to one place, you're selling one offer, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So simplicity is really key for profitability. Simplicity is key for profitability. So when it comes to lead generation, it's probably the biggest question I get. Most people want more leads, and they want to know, how do I get more leads? Usually the first answer that people think, but they get hesitant about doing this, is ads, paid ads. And ads are a great way to get more leads, but they also cost more. So they're expensive, or they cut into profit margins, and they're more complex. So it does require some knowledge and expertise to run the ads well, to do testing, and to get a positive ROAS, right? So these are like, ads are a great tool to use, and we definitely do run ads as well. But I would say by far the best way right now for any coach or course creator to get leads would be right here on YouTube, like I started sharing with you. And once you create your channel and you're able to start creating videos like this, then of course you need to sell something. Where are you driving the traffic to? People automatically go to your description, and then they're going to take the next step, especially if they've become resonant with you and want to learn from you. So you want to drive traffic to a simple web page where people can learn more about you and your offers. It might be an opt-in that takes them to a video, or it might be straight to a video where they learn and then they can apply to work with you. And then you need to price your offer. And this is where you need a mid to high ticket offer. Anything less than mid to high ticket, which I'll explain what it is in a second, won't be profitable. And it also will attract bad clients. So mid ticket to high ticket is 3K to 10K, let's just say, as your entry level offer. Of course, like we have much higher levels than 10K as well, but those are only offered to clients who've been working with us and who've gotten results. Most people don't come from the outside and come into a $25,000 offer because it just doesn't happen often. Sometimes it can happen, but it doesn't happen often. And so usually it's a tiered ladder process where people come in and they either watch free content like this, and then they might, buy a low ticket offer on one of our ads. But the main thing is that they get shown a video, and if that also resonates, then they can apply, and then they get put through a process where either they get text or DM'd and possibility to buy that way, or they get offered a call to enroll. And so mid to high ticket is the way to go. Anything less than $3,000 when you're selling coaching, it just won't be profitable. Now, I know all of the hesitations about selling high ticket and whether your client's going to have the money, whether it's worth it, all of that stuff comes up. I know because I hear it all the time with my clients. But the first thing I want you to know is there are people selling coaching in this price range every single day. So there's no reason why you shouldn't. And the second thing is it won't appeal to everyone in the market, and that's okay. You're not going to be able to work with everyone. You're going to be working with the people who want that extra hand-holding, accountability coaching program to work with a mentor to get faster, more efficient results. That's why someone gets and hires a coach and pays for a coach. And so, the people who don't want to invest at that level, they're going to take the free route, and the free route is slower, right? The free route, there's a lot of mistakes that can happen on the free route. But when you pay a mentor, you're actually skipping all of the mistakes you can make trying to figure it out on your own. And, all the time that's wasted in that. And so people starting to understand that even when it comes to weight loss or business growth or career growth, why don't I pay someone and hire someone and get the result in 30 days, not in 3 years, right? It makes total sense. And so isn't losing the weight finally and feeling good about yourself, or making a lot more money, growing your business or getting a promotion or saving your marriage, aren't those big things worth $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000? Totally, right? Totally. So this is where you also ultimately decide that this is a business decision. And if you charge any less than that, your business is not going to survive. And I mean that seriously. I really mean that seriously. Most people don't get that. But if you try to sell $100 an hour sessions or a $297 course, you're not going to make enough sales in order to survive. And your business is going to fail without enough cash flow to keep it going. And then when you think about the fact that you're going to have overhead, you're going to have business expenses, you're going to have software expenses, and you're going to have to pay taxes. So, if you don't charge enough, your business is destined to fail. And so why do that, right? Why do that? And so then the final step here is you need to sell it. You need to either get on the phone, which I highly recommend in the very early days, get on the phone with your prospect and have a personal conversation. At this point, I don't really do that anymore because we've had, millions and millions of dollars of sales. And so we don't need to really get on the phone. We know exactly what our clients, what our ideal clients are like. Now, sometimes people really do require a call, and, we'll offer them a 15-minute, onboarding call if they're very serious. But for you, you definitely want to have a sales call in the beginning stages of your business. And the reason for that is because you are going to learn so much about your clients, your prospects. You're going to learn about their pain, their challenges, and the things that are going on inside their head. And you know why that's great is because you're going to be able to use that for your marketing. You're going to be able to then take some of the things that they said and without divulging their private information, but you're going to have this insight that's going to make writing an email to your list more powerful, or writing a post more powerful, because you have heard from a person who either bought from you or didn't, but like, what is their deepest, darkest pain about not solving this problem, right? And so that's what's going to be really key about getting on sales calls. Now, here's the final key that I want to just share with you in this video, which is that more is not better. More is not better. Bigger is not better. So we do things differently now than everyone else in the industry. Most big bro marketers out there are going to tell you, like, you want an $800,000 a month business, and you need a big sales team, and you need to spend a few $100,000 a month in ads. And I'm like, reject. I don't want to do that. And so I've had a lot of success, and I feel like I'm in this beautiful place where I get to decide now what the success looks like. And so my goal is to work with the best clients that I enjoy. And because like their life is forever changed when we do this work together, their family's lineage, their generational wealth is forever changed. And so I want to work with clients. We have this great feedback loop. They're amazing. And, you know, our testimonials, you guys can see them on the channel. Actually, there's a whole playlist. They speak for themselves. God has given me a word around my business right now in 2025, and that is peace. He's the Prince of Peace, and I'm not willing to negotiate my peace to have a bigger business or make more money. Maybe that comes from having made a lot of money, and then having had a lot of stress and deciding like, okay, what works and what doesn't, what do I want, what do I not want? And that feels like a beautiful place that I'm in now. He's also directed me to make a lot of profit in order to build the kingdom. And so I want the business to be as profitable as possible so that I can invest in places that he directs me to. And I wouldn't be doing this also, except I love helping people. It is my purpose to help people. God gave me these gifts to be able to help people make more money. And I feel very serious about that he's given me this anointing and this very specific skill set that I'm able to help people with. And if I'm not giving it, then I'm not doing what he has asked me to do. So purpose is a big part of this for me. So now we keep it simple. I post 3 reels a day, not a day, a week on Instagram, and they're chunked up YouTube videos like this. We like slice them up and post them a few times a week. Those bring leads. I post these YouTube videos. I run some Facebook and Instagram ads, and I point everyone to one page, and we sell pretty much one offer on the front end that is a high ticket, mid ticket offer. Simple is better and more profitable. The goal is not more sales and a bigger sales team. The goal is more profit, more fun, more peace, more impact, less overhead. So my goal is the same for you, that maybe you don't have to learn some of the hard lessons that I had to learn, but that you build your coaching business with this in mind to, you know, serve the Lord, of course, but also, you know, have a life but make it profitable. Struggling doesn't give you peace. Having a business that is at zero and not making enough money is also not going to give you peace. So the whole goal is that we make this a simple and very profitable. And the online coaching space is just an incredible place to create total financial freedom. And I feel so blessed that I landed here. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. I planned to go 10 minutes and I went 24 minutes, it looks like. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments and I will check back later.